Thank you for joining my channel, everybody. This is Walking Into the Light with Ryan Nolan. I really appreciate you joining my channel. If you like this video, please hit the like, subscribe, or share button below. I'll also have a description box below with a donation link if you're interested in doing that. And if you do, I greatly appreciate it. So let's just go ahead and get into it. This video, I wanted to talk about something that I know can really help a lot of people, and that is the understanding of the fact that we're one with God at every moment in time, co-creating with Him the life that we're experiencing. And even though we might be going through situations like we all do that appear to be negative or appear to be, different than what we expected to happen, something that may be taking us off what we believe to be our real path in life. In other words, a curveball that we didn't expect in life does happen a lot, and it can be very difficult to really believe that you're still one with God in those moments and to still keep the faith that that is true, because as I've said in past videos, the faith that I'm talking about is the faith that a lot of people don't, define. A lot of times when people use the word faith, they don't necessarily talk about what it truly means. And to me, what it means is that you are everything that you experience. And because that is the truth, you live in that truth by living in the present moment and being completely free to be whoever that you want to be in that moment, because you understand that there's nobody judging you. That's just an illusion. There's nobody that you need approval by, because that's just an illusion. And all the separation that you believe to be true when within that experience is all an illusion. It's all a stream of consciousness that's happening in a snapshot as one energy that's static, and it happens over and over again so quickly that you don't see it with the naked eye, but it's consecutively happening over and over again in every moment, where you are one with all of the energy. In other words, you're one with God, because God is one energy. God is the one consciousness that connects all within one energy. So God is present with you, whether you realize it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not, whether you are really conscious of it or not. But what does happen when you're not conscious of the fact that you're one with the one energy, or one with God at every moment, is the fact that your life is going to reflect back to you the lack of faith that you have, that you are one with God, or that you are basically everything that exists. Because each individual human being has the ability to understand that we are all the same. That's the craziest thing about this. We all go through this world thinking that we're all different, that every person that you see is separated from the body, and that person in that body is separate from me. And we each have our own individual ways of thinking. We have our own personalities. We have our own ways of living, basically. And for that reason, we, in our minds, conjure up the idea that everyone is separate from us, and that we're separate from everyone else, including the experiences that we're going through. And it couldn't be further from the truth to understand that that's the exact, the exact opposite of the truth. And the truth is that everything that you are experiencing, whether it's a person, whether it's the experience itself, it's all connected together with that one energy, and it's happening over and over again, so that you're not aware of the fact that you are all connected as one. It appears to you, and it appears to me, and it appears to every other human being that we're all separate, because we're not able to see the fact that the one energy connects us all, and that each one of us as human souls has the ability to determine our faith. Within that faith, we get to decide who we feel like we are in our mind. So that means that people that have really high levels of faith, that believe that they're everything that they experience, they're going to live a life that is in higher energy. So the one energy that I've talked about that connects all is going to be the highest version of that energy that they're going to be able to gravitate towards. And that means that their life is going to be lived in a way within that higher energy that they gravitate towards. But that spectrum of the high energy is still within the one energy of the lower spectrum energies that other people might choose. Other people might believe that they're a small version of that. They're a small version of themselves. They're only their profession. They're only, the person that they marry. They're only, everyone has their ways of defining who they think that they are. And the more that you define yourself and the smaller you feel like you are, the lower vibrational energies you're going to gravitate towards in that moment in time. And you're going to be, live that life where you feel like you're being controlled, that you feel as though you're not able to really be free. And that's because you're living within that lower energy of the one energy. And you believe within your faith that you're a very small percentage of what you're experiencing. You believe that you're only your body within that experience. So that's why you're going to live a life that that mirrors that. So the point of this video was to talk about how, in those moments when you're in those lower vibrational energies, when you feel like you're not connected to God, or there's something, crazy could happen where maybe you're living a life that you feel one with God, and something traumatic happens that you didn't expect. And next thing you know, you're feeling really sad and disappointed within yourself. And you feel like, where's God in my life? Where is the creator, the creator that created all things? Where is he in this situation to show me why something bad is happening to someone like me? And we all have those moments where we feel like, why is this happening? Why do good things happen or why do bad things happen to good people? And most people would consider themselves good people, so they wonder why bad things happen to themselves. Or they see other things happen to good people outside of themselves and their family, and they wonder why bad things happen to them. So whatever the situation might be, we always have moments where we really question, God's presence in our life. And I'm here to let you know that any moment where you feel like you are questioning that, you feel as though the situation is showing you in blatant terms that's very obvious that God isn't there, that it is all an illusion, that no matter how alone you feel, no matter how, desperate you feel or depressed, you're always there with God. And that is the most beautiful thing to know, when you build a relationship with him, is understanding that and having that knowing that no matter what you're going through, he's always going to be there, because he'll show you that. He'll show you by going through the difficult times, the times that you don't understand why you're going through. Those moments are going to be used as a way to show you just how much he loves you, how much he's willing to go to bat for you by bringing you through, the valleys. So before you get to the mountaintop, to show you how beautiful it can be when you go through the more difficult times. But once you get to the top, you can actually appreciate it more. And because of our inability to see the big picture, and because a lot of times when this is happening, like I've said, we're in the lower energy of the spectrum of the one energy. The lower energy is going to create the illusion back to us as if God isn't there. So in those times where you feel despair, depression, it's because you feel it within yourself. You don't feel connected to the rest of the world at that time. It's very hard to feel connected when you feel those lower energies. So when you feel those lower energies, it's because you're also having that mirror effect from the outside world back to you, which is all the world's always doing, is just mirroring back your own consciousness, your own belief of yourself, your own faith that you are everything that you experience. So if you are going through those difficult times, that's what's going to be mirrored back to you. And so you're really going to perpetuate that, self-fulfilling prophecy of believing negative things, because you're feeling bad about yourself, and then the world's also confirming the way that you feel. And that's going to create the manifestations of more negative experiences. But I'm here to let you know, no matter what you're going through, God is there, because God is the one energy that connects all. So that means no matter what you're going through, he's still there, part of your life, molding you into the human soul that he knows is going to be best for you, for your highest good. And there's no way for you to know that, or for myself to know that in that specific situation, because you don't have enough of an ability to step back and look at the big picture to see how everything comes together. And once you go through difficult times, and once you realize that God has been with you the entire time, you will feel more comfortable going through difficult times in the future, because nothing can bring you down, nothing can shake you, because you've gone through all these difficult times in the past, and nothing has ever, has permanently damaged you. And so when that happens, you become more comfortable with your life, you become more relaxed, and you don't worry so much about what the next thing that's going to happen that could go wrong. You actually believe that everything that's happening for you is for your highest good, because you realize it really is. And then you realize, looking back on all the negative experiences that you perceived at the time that were negative, when you look back at those moments, you'll think, wow, those really had a place in my life. There was a reason I went through that, because it got me to where I am now, to understand no matter how bad those situations are, God's always there to get me through it, and that I should never question his presence in my life, because the only way I got through those moments is because I know now that he was with me. So it takes for you to get to the end of the story, or to go for, it takes time basically for us as human beings to get the bigger picture, to really piece everything together, piece all the puzzle pieces together to see why we went through the things that we went through. And once you do put all the puzzle pieces together, you'll realize the puzzle pieces were put together because God was with you the entire time. And that's the purpose of this video, is just to keep people motivated and encouraged if you're struggling, because you're always going to have that the Creator with you. You're always going to have God with you by your side if you're praying to him, and if you develop a relationship with him. Just know that he's always there. And if you don't have those, if you don't pray, if you do not pray, if you don't have that relationship with him now, I really recommend doing that, because it's the only way that you'll ever be happy. Basically, it's the only way that you'll ever be able to fulfill the pure bliss that you want to feel within your soul. There's no other way to get it. I'm sure you've tried, I've tried in other ways, before my spiritual awakening. I went through other ways of trying to achieve happiness and fulfillment, and it always came back to, that wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for something that came from my inside, from internally to the outside. And that comes with enhancing your spirituality. That comes from, promoting your relationship with God, and really making that the number one priority in your life. Because when you do that, everything falls into place. And it's because you have a higher source looking out for you, and he's, doing things behind the scenes that you're not even aware of, to keep you on your feet, to keep you prosperous, and to keep you motivated. So just know that, like I said, anytime that you're going through a difficult time, God is always there with you, because he has to be, because that's the way the universe works, is that the one energy is encapsulating all human souls, and that includes you, no matter what you're going through. And because of that, he's always there, willing to support you. And that's why I really encourage prayer and reaching out to him, even if you're feeling, really, really good. It's really important to develop a relationship with God, no matter how you're feeling, so that he feels like he's an important part of your life. And when that happens, you work together, as a team, basically. And it requires your faith as the human soul and his consciousness together to create the life of your dreams. So, that's the message for today, is to never lose hope, to understand that you have that, that ultimate cheerleader next to you, no matter what you're going through. And even when you feel like there's no way that there's somebody that could be with me right now because of the darkness that I'm going through, just know it's God's domain to turn what seems to be, really, really bad into something so amazing you can never believe, you could never imagine it, basically. And it's only God that can do that. And in order for him to do that, there's times where you have to go through those dark moments. So just know that, and always, have your head up and stay prayed up, and wish you guys the best. Love you guys. God bless.